Most people don't get into tech sales to be a sales development representative for the rest of their career. The goal for most is to move into an enterprise sales rep position where you're closing big deals and making several six figures of income. Everyone's career path is a little different, but there are a few key lessons that you can incorporate to accelerate your own career growth. Let's hear from Ross and Christine on some tips that they have learned in their career paths.
Heavy emphasis on a balance of inbound and outbound sales. I talked about being really comfortable and thinking like, oh, inbound, I'm getting a lot of inbound calls, but if you want to stick out and you want to get ahead, it's to really strengthen that outbound skill as well. Even if you're an account executive and you're not prospecting and finding your own deals, just relying on that SDR, you're not going to thrive.
Mistakes, I made a million mistakes. I think one of the biggest was being afraid to say, I don't know. Everybody's a human. Everyone you're talking to is a human, even though at times it doesn't feel like it, and you often don't get treated like a human. It's hard when you're over the phone and you're just a voice, but people, you want to be authentic. And a lot of times I would spew bullshit. People would ask me questions and I wouldn't know what the hell I was talking about. I felt myself going down these rabbit holes like, what am I even talking about? And if I knew that I didn't know what I was talking about, they certainly knew I didn't know what I was talking about. So being able to say, I don't know, or I can't do that, or I don't know at the moment, let me go find that out for you and get back to you. Those are just little things that I realized while it felt like a failure or an admission of I'm not good at this, it was more of, no, I'm gonna get this done for you. It just won't happen at this second. And I'd rather do that than lie to you and just talk out of my ass. And people trusted that more. That being able to say no to people also builds trust. So you want to be like my product can solve every problem everywhere, but that's just not realistic. So that was a major thing that I had to learn.
The biggest change in addition to my job as being an SDR to an account executive is obviously the closing part. Even when you're an account executive, it's painting a story. So having that solid pitch where the natural next step is signing that contract, really streamlining that's a skill that will definitely come over time. And you get that. I definitely got that in my little sales training boot camp, with just listening to my peers, listening to how the CEO pitches, just taking in all this information. That's really the best part about being an entry-level salesperson. It's just absorbing everything and using the energy from your peers around you.
Most tech companies have defined career paths with roles distributed across a leveling system. The numbering can vary, but the concept of junior to senior to director and above still applies. The important thing to note is to understand the specific job ladder at your company and the expectations at each level. It's also important to fully understand the performance review process so you can make the most of each review period. Within the first couple of months, I recommend setting aside time with your manager to focus solely on career growth and aspirations. If your goal is to get to AE, let your manager know and ask them what you can specifically demonstrate to show readiness for that role. Not every SDR wants to stay in sales, so it's very important to make your intentions clear and set clear goals and timelines. Once you have those in place, continue to hold those career level discussions on a monthly basis to track your progress and course correct as needed. By deliberately taking control of your career, you will avoid awkward conversations during performance reviews where you're expecting a promotion, but then you're advised that you need to wait another 6 to 12 months before you'll be ready. A common question that I get from new sales reps is considerations for the manager versus the individual contributor career path. There's no easy answer on which path is best for you, but it's important to understand your long-term career goals and how each might affect it. Strong SDRs are often offered SDR lead or manager positions in addition to the next level sales role. If your goal is to become an enterprise sales manager, I generally recommend getting to that level as an individual contributor first before moving into management. It can be more difficult to move up market as a manager if you start as an SDR manager because you don't have any direct closing experience yet at the enterprise level. Strong performing sales reps will also almost always out-earn their managers because they have full control over their territory, as opposed to a manager who has 6 to 10 reps underneath them and they have an average of all those quotas. That said, if you really enjoy sales development and develop a passion for it, don't let those concerns hold you back from exploring the SDR manager path. The most common career path is moving from SDR to account executive. As an individual contributor, there are multiple tiers of account executives, ranging from SMB, small medium business, to enterprise and key accounts. As you move up, the deals get larger and pay also increases. For management, you'll typically see sales manager, director of sales, VP of sales, and finally chief revenue officer. On the sales development side, you'll typically have SDR manager, director of sales development, and VP of sales development. There can be some mobility between these different ladders, but some moves are more difficult than others, as mentioned in the previous lesson. In addition to the direct selling path, some move into post-sales customer success roles. A customer success account manager is responsible for nurturing accounts and is also responsible for upselling and renewals. Just as on the sales side, a ladder for management roles exists, rolling up to chief customer officers. Outside of direct sales, people can also move into more technical roles such as sales engineering or product management, as well as marketing or sales operations. You'll find a lot of different career options, especially at the larger companies. The first step is the hardest, but once you're in, you're in.
If you're looking for more resources for getting into tech sales, check out bravado.co. Here you'll find job placement opportunities with exciting companies that we personally vet, articles, guides, videos, our blog, which has a ton of helpful content for getting started in sales, and the War Room, a sales-focused forum where you can network with other high-performing sales professionals. Bravado.co. Join the community.